Presidency says declaring Sunday a public holiday should the Springboks win the World Cup on Saturday is still being considered. Last week, President Cyril Ramaphosa, who will be joining the team in France, said he would consider requests for a public holiday should the Boks win. On the weather front, a partly cloudy Friday in store for Gauteng tomorrow. Joburg dropping to an overnight low of 13 degrees, peaking at 31. Pretoria 15 and 33, Vereniging 11 and 34. Lerato Huffela, Eyewitness News.
Eyewitness News on 947. For more, click ewn.co.za.
#MSW.
You may begin to feel anxious or excited.
Honest, deliberate, engaging, uncensored.
High-dosage administration can cause adverse reactions.
And most importantly, independent in mind and execution.
This is a normal response. Are you ready?
Marawa Sports Worldwide.
Another bumper weekend of rugby action.
South African hands aloft. They have come from behind and they will defend their Rugby World Cup title.
Well, let's get a bit of breaking news from World Rugby here, who've undertaken a review of allegations made by England's Tom Curry in relation to the use of discriminatory language by South Africa's Umbajeni Umbanambi.
The breaking news comes from the Rugby World Cup, and England flanker Tom Curry claims he was racially abused by the South African hooker Bongeni Mbanambi.
Former Springbok Sevens and Lions centre Mac Masina.
It's just the support that I'm just loving, just to see all the South African people. I mean, even if people that are not even interested in rugby.
Thank you for the support to the people back home. We really do appreciate it. One more to go. Let's pull together. Let's go.
Robert Marawa, live on 947. Vuma FM, Rise FM, and Sowetan Live. #MSW.
Look, I must say, we're fortunate in terms of the support and the legal team and everybody that worked behind the scenes. I mean, we were very shielded from it, to be honest. And where we stay on the Gulf estate over here, we almost in our own little bubble. So for us, it was business as usual, and we just focused on rugby, and that was taken care of in the background.
Yeah, that's Jacques Nienaber just being straightforward and saying that they've been pretty much in a bubble, saying that the Springboks have not allowed the Bongeni Mbanambi Tom Curry racism saga to disrupt their preparations for the World Cup final on Saturday. World Cup Rugby issuing that statement today that it could not find any clear evidence to make a case against Mbanambi, and the Bok hooker is free to face the All Blacks in that decider on Saturday. Hey, lack of evidence. I just think World Rugby botched this one big time. They certainly did. The handling of it. I mean, how do you take so long to reach and gather evidence and find a solution? I really think they botched this up, and they're just trying to find a way to cover their tracks. I don't think they're doing a great job at all. Hey, good to be back, man. Thank you so much to the team. Taking care of business. It is #MSW Marawa Sports Worldwide. Go, the countdown to the Rugby World Cup, unbelievably close. It is the final, the shenanigans hopefully over, and we're here to give you all the updates.
3, 2, 1.
It's here. The Rugby World Cup.
Springboks with a penalty advantage.
Tracked by Marawa every day. #MSW on 947. Vuma FM, Rise FM, and Sowetan Live.
Right, and still on that saga though, the captain Siya Kolisi revealing that he reached out to Curry after the England flanker claimed to have been racially abused by Mbanambi during last week's World Cup semi-final.
Yeah, it's definitely, especially for me, if it's a player, if it's a coach, if it's a referee, I obviously don't support that, and I obviously feel for him. And I have spoken to him. I sent him a message as soon as I saw that's going on, because it's somebody that I respect, that I've played with against for quite a while, and I've been through it too. When we can take it as players. When it comes to us directly, it's fine. But when it comes to your family, it's totally different. And that's exactly what he said to me, that it's really hard when the family is involved. So yeah, it's the one part of the game that we really don't enjoy. We don't mind being criticized about how we play on the field and everything like that. But when it comes personal, and we've experienced it too. Kobo's family experienced it. They got death threats. So we've been there, and as a rugby family, as much as we compete, we definitely do support each other when things like this. It doesn't matter whether you're opposition or not. So I feel for him and I feel for his family, and I hope obviously it stops.
Yeah, talking about that though, on the other side, the England coach Steve Bothwell says that they are disappointed that South Africa's hooker Bongimbo Nambi has been cleared.
The RFU's expressed great disappointment at World Rugby's decision. And it is that disappointment is shared by Tom, his teammates, the management team. Everybody associated with this team shares that bitter disappointment at World Rugby's decision. We got lots of motivation. The players have got tons of motivation playing for England in a game, competing for the third place at the World Cup, and there's tons of motivation. The situation, and let's be clear here, I know people keep talking about the situation regarding Tom. Tom Curry has done nothing wrong. Somebody said something to Tom Curry, Tom's reported it, then there's been a situation that the World Rugby made a decision not to allow the opportunity for the victim's voice to be heard. That's where the disappointment comes from. Now, Tom's been brilliant. We're, in terms of this week, focusing on the game that we've got to play tomorrow night that we're looking forward to. And the players have been fantastic, ensuring that Tom gets all the support he needs.
Yeah, good luck, England. Good luck on your bronze medal. The bronze medal attempt, because, hey, Argentina could walk away with it, guys. We'll have conversations about that on the show tomorrow. We'll put rugby front and center of everything as we look forward to the big final. You know what? Everyone's forgotten about the All Blacks. All the conversation has swung into this controversy. England have dominated the conversation worldwide in a conversation that they should not even be a part of. They should be focusing on a very important job of trying to get a bronze medal. That's big for England. That's where they are. South Africa, the defending champions, that's where we are. You know what? We've got a big interview coming up. I want you to be a part of it. Send your WhatsApp voice notes, questions or comments. The book is out. I'm staring at it right now. Caster Semenya, The Race to Be Myself. We're also live on the YouTube channel, so you can switch on, you can view, comment, and listen. Because you know what? When Caster's around, there's no holding back. No holding back. And the book itself, my goodness.
Marawa Sport Worldwide.
Rewind the tape.
Caster Semenya.
If the coach listens to me, I'll listen to him. Then the chemistry will just be good.
Then Gold is your uncle.
Yeah, Gold will be my uncle. Maybe my grandpa. I don't really like the shape that I'm in now because I feel like I'm a skeleton.
A skeleton? How could you ever be a skeleton?
Everything, doesn't fit in the wardrobe. So I just try to just wear,
People and magazines even went as far as making her dress up in high heels.
But that
one was fun, I was having fun. I didn't care about the looks.
But that shoot was hilarious.
Prejudice and stigma throughout her life. So what has been her crime? And apart from dominating on track, it's simply that she's an athlete with differences in terms of sex development. That's what they said, a condition that leads to elevated levels of testosterone in the body. Now, a brief background, if you don't know, on this wonderful individual who's truly an epitome of hope, courage, and being resolute. I like to respectfully say, Mokhadi. They named her that in her language, Sipedi, that she's very proud of, meaning the one who guides. And she knew, even at that early age, that she was destined to lead, to drive, to run the race of swift and strong and strength and everything else that comes with major races. Believe it or not, football was her first love. If I'm not mistaken, she's a Kaizer Chiefs supporter. And she's a coach. She's a Chiefs supporter. Chiefs have got no coach. Are you willing to coach them? I don't know. She'll tell me in a second. There's a stand-in situation that's going on there, Chiefs. But you know what? Back in rural Limpopo, they're so proud of her. I mean, she played. She actually played in the men's division for a team called Try Again FC. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Very fleet off the foot, fleet on mannerisms too. But you know what? One common thing, she was ever so humble. And recently, and we are so proud because she kept on fighting. She won a legal battle when the European Court of Human Rights ruled that she had been victim of discrimination. What a joy to always have her in studio. Can proudly say an author right now. Hey, two-time Olympic gold medalist, author of The Race to Be Myself. The one and only, Caster Semenya. Welcome to the show, champ.
Thank you for having me. I like the introduction.
Hey.
Nice. Makes me feel good.
Does that describe you, though? Does that describe you? I could have gone on and on.
Of course. That's my description. I like it. I love it. Yeah, that's my definition, man. I stand for possibility. That's what I can say. I'm a fighter. I'm positive in everything that I do. I love myself. I enjoy everything about myself, no matter what. So that's me.
You said some time ago that you are the greatest to have ever done it.
Of course.
You still believe that?
I still believe that.
Why?
Who goes 4 years unbeaten? Who goes 30-0 over 800 meters? All finals, no lose. I never lost. You look at the rankings, I'm number one. I go about 18 times 800 meters, under 156. That's me. Who ever done it? No one. So, yes, in my eyes, in my beliefs, my vision, I'm my own GOAT. Yes.
You're the GOAT.
Of course.
We actually cannot deny that. And you are. You are somebody that if I had to ask you a very straightforward question, the name Sebastian Coe, you know who he is?
Yes.
What do you think of him?
Nothing. He means nothing to me. He don't exist.
IAAF president. I know they've changed the name now, but still, the title stays.
Of course. To me, he's nobody. What can I say about him? Nothing.
Why do you think he made it his personal fight? And this is obviously from my observation. Why do you think he made it his personal fight to make sure that you were, number one, uncomfortable, number two, almost disgraced, that he thought he was disgracing you or embarrassing you in the court of opinion of the public and in the court of, well, they tried many courts.
Of course.
You've won the recent one.
Yeah.
But again, Sebastian Coe, why do you think this was a personal battle against you?
I'll say he has no respect for women, first of all.
Yeah.
For him coming in as a president, and then you come, your focus is mainly on regulating women's sports. And then you come, you're going to say you want to level the game. And then I ask myself, why is it so important to him to level women's sports? He must go fix himself. He must go fix men's sports. Why I say so is because if there was any respect for women's sports, why can't he let a woman lead him? I'll end it there.
As the president.
As a president.
Of World Athletics.
As president of World Athletics, why can't he let a woman be next to him as a vice president? If that's what he's talking about leveling sports.
So you're saying his is a fight against women?
It's a fight against women.
And women achievers?
He's a dictator. He dictates. Recently, I've seen something about them involving women in the board. That don't mean nothing, because in terms of decision making, they're just additional.
Right.
It don't make them have the power to change anything. It don't make them to have power to authorize anything. they've just been there just for a picture. He just includes women there.
So as window dressing.
That's what I'm saying. You understand?
But have you met the guy? Have you met the gentleman?
I met the guy. Anyway, when I met him, I just saw him just like anybody. You understand? My focus was not even more on, this is Sebastian Coe, because I didn't know him. I didn't know nothing about him till he becomes, he came in my space. You understand? And I was like, okay, this guy, he comes in, he starts talking about situations that he does not know. This situation I'm in was formed by the guys who have passed on, the lady Aiken. Those are the guys that I had discussions with them, the guys that I had deals with them. He just come in because he's threatened by the greatness in women. Then he comes because he talks about you different, you're not women enough. What about men? You get what I'm saying? And I always ask that question, and I'm saying, look, if I'm a problem, come as a man, face me, and tell me, Caster, I don't want you. Then I'll respect you. Don't go bush around the corner. You go through corners. You don't come straight to me. You hide behind the mic. You hide behind the newspapers. That's not how I like things. I like people to face me and tell it straight to my face and say, hey, I don't like you. And then I pay full respect. But nonetheless, that does not stop me as a woman to fight for what is right. It does not stop me from saying, hey, Sebastian, what you're doing is wrong. You need to treat people with respect. You need to treat people with dignity. You need to understand that before any other things, human rights first. People need to be respected. And that's why we came around the High Court, decided, you know what, the ruling was discriminatory. And I was like, yes, I'm happy for that because it gives us light. At last, there's someone who sees things in a good way. They're using their brains to decide. You understand? And for me, the situation has grown me. Now I don't care.
We'll pick up after the break from the I don't care attitude that Caster Semenya has. And you go, guns blazing in the book. Don't go anywhere.
3, 2, 1. It's here. The Rugby World Cup.
Springboks with a penalty advantage.
Tracked by Marawa every day. #MSW on 947. Vuma FM, Rise FM, and Sowetan Live.
You can bet on our major international lotteries, quick games, real rush games, live games, and the real jackpot race. It's 100% legal. You can bet anywhere, anytime, 24/7. How lucky can you get? Go to lottostar.co.za, your world of live games.
Lotto is licensed by the Mpumalanga Economic Regulator. No under 18s. National Responsible Gambling Program. 0800 006 008. T's and C's apply. All games are fixed odds betting events.
Step into the magical world of Africa Rare and discover the Abada Rewards Program. The Abada, a legendary double-horned unicorn, has the power to unlock incredible luck and rewards. I'm talking Gold's Gym Platinum memberships, Apple AirPods, Adidas paddle rackets, Robux gift vouchers, digital collectibles, and even your very own piece of virtual land. Visit africarare.io, sign up, and start collecting your Abadas today to unlock incredible rewards.
Hey Sam, I'm gonna need you to work this Saturday. I mean, the deadlines account, it's very important. Nope. To be in the office, man. I mean, deadlines are just big. I need you to do it, please, man.
Liverpool. Get all the football without the drama. No dish, no decoder, no installation drama. Just every Premier League football match on DStv. Streaming in under 5 minutes.
But we really need
to... Sign up at dstv.com.
SME owners wear many hats. Head of operations, sales exec, even chief financial officer. Well, now you can wear one less hat with a Lula Business Bank account. It comes with an AI-driven cash flow manager that will track and analyze your cash flow, providing you with smart alerts, insights, and forecasting to make better financial decisions in real time. It's like a CFO inside your bank account. So bank smart. Visit lula.co.za and make cash flow. Powered by Access Bank.
It's time to celebrate what Spar brings to your table. Look out for the talk of the table at your nearest Spar for deals unique to your community. Fill your basket and fit your budget with offers like Spar Long Life Milk 6-pack assorted for $94.99. Save 11 Rand. And 500 gram Spar macaroni or spaghetti. Buy any two for 30 Rand. Save 10 Rand. Activate your Spar Rewards card and save even more. Valid until 7 November while stocks last. T's and C's apply. Spar, we're for smiles.
Marawa Sport Worldwide.
Rewind the tape.
Caster Semenya, you crying, that'll be the day.
I don't know if I'll cry in public or what, but
this is not public. It's just you and I in the studio.
Yeah, maybe one day. Maybe if you touch those wounds, maybe, yeah.
Don't drive me that way, because you know that I can. I
don't know. Maybe Violet's the one who can touch those wounds. So.
Hey, Ushatila Manj.
Yeah.
How's married life?
No, marriage life is great. It's fantastic. So I love being in marriage life. So yeah, for me, it didn't matter what people say about my gender, about who I'm with. I think what's important is the love that you get from your partner. The connection. The bond that you have. I think that makes you happy.
Who can touch them?
Violet.
#NSW.
Robert, MSW. I greet you with a good heart. Robert, your voice is better than the best music. I was worried about. Honestly. Monday night I thought it's weather conditions down in Durban. Tuesday night and Wednesday night I started sending WhatsApp messages. And I was answered last evening by the adults. Robert, I am so grateful you are back. Mooi bly.
Thank you so much. Mooi play. So encouraging, man. Thank you so much. #MSW Marawa Sports Worldwide. You can send your WhatsApp voice notes 060 708 0484 060 708 0484. You're live on 947. Vuma FM, Rise FM, Sowetan Live. You can track us right around the country, the continent, or the world. You can tune into the YouTube channel. You can leave your comments. Caster Semenya, the champ is here, chatting to us exclusively right here on #MSW. And if you're two-time Olympic champion, three-time world champion, hey, we lay out the red carpet for you. There's exactly 274 days to go until the Paris Olympic Games. Are we seeing you there?
No, at the moment, the focus is on another level.
Yeah.
Look, I've elevated, you understand? For me, at the moment, most of people ask me about that.
Yeah.
I'll be like, look, my focus is not more on competing. My focus is more on fighting for injustice.
Right.
My focus is more on fighting for what is right. You have to understand that this regulation is affecting a lot of Asian and African athletes. And I'll be damned if I don't fight for those young girls, because I don't want them to go through what I had to go through. And I fight for those who cannot voice out. I fight for those who cannot stand for themselves and say, hey, stop this thing. You understand? And what I'm trying to do here is to educate these young girls to say, hey, you are enough. You are great. There's nothing wrong about being different. You are not a reject. God has created you for a reason. There is a purpose for you to be in this world. You should embrace it. So when we talk about Olympics, it's one issue that we'll say is not yet visible because we're still in the middle of the case. Right. Yes, we have won the Human Rights Court. But that does not say you're going to be competing.
But what do you want, though? What do you want? Because indirectly, when you say you've now moved to a different level.
Of course.
Are you now saying to us today, exactly at 28 minutes past 6, that Caster Semenya has now officially retired?
No, I'm never going to retire. Remember, I'm being stopped from running. So that's a pause.
Yeah.
But what I decide, what to do next, no one knows. And I can't reveal it now because I'm still in the middle of a case where I'm just explaining to you to say, when we talk about competition, it's not visible because it has blocked all competitions, all these, races. But what we're trying to say is that there are still possibilities of us winning the case because we still have to argue. But the Swiss, they still stand a chance to appeal. And when they appeal, they take it to the high chamber. You understand? We hope that the high chamber will go against it. And then if they go against it, we still go back to the court of arbitration and argue the matter. You understand? And when we argue the matter now, we argue the matter for them to scrap this ruling for period. You understand? We're not there to discuss. We're there to fight. You understand? Because of now, before, the situation was more like the attorneys discussed the matter. And then now you feel like people are putting you around the corner so you agree into what they're saying. But now what we're going to say, hey guys, this is nonsense. This needs to stop. If you're going to treat people with respect, if you're going to accept for them for who they are, accept them. If you don't want them, just say for period to say, hey, I don't want you.
But what do I read into it when I see a Francina and I see a Christina? I mean, this Namibian and Burundian, great athletes,
Of course.
People that you know pretty well.
Yes.
And, it almost zeroes in on a profiling of some sort.
I know.
I don't know how you read it, but when I've seen that throughout your
Yes.
entire case, and I'm saying to myself, but why is it not affecting other people? Why is it not affecting certain parts of Europe?
I think you have to understand one thing about genetics. We build different. We can't argue that. Everyone is built different. As much as they have these terms of theirs, where they talk about the intersex, they talk about the DSD and all those things. We are not disagreeing with the differences. What we disagree with is that you're going to make up the story to say testosterone play a vital role as an advantage in someone's body. Stuff that. It don't work like that. Testosterone, if it was working to that level, why do we still have men with that high testosterone that can run sub 9 seconds? Why if that testosterone was playing a vital role in our performance, why can I run 144? If I'm assigned a man, as they say, I'm a male, why can I run 144 if I'm a male? So here we're trying to show these people to say, if you're saying I'm a less woman, for an example, if I give you an example for a man with low testosterone level, it don't make him a lesser man.
Sure.
You understand? A man with estrogen don't make it less a man, don't make you less a man. So why, when it comes to female athletes with those differences, it has to be a problem. The problem comes with this, leadership, where they feel threatened by women greatness. They don't want to see women do the wonders. But when a man come with their own genetics, good fiber muscles, large arms, tall, they're phenomenal, they're beautiful. They're from another world. Comes a woman doing the wonders. No, there must be something wrong about it. You see, it comes with the mentality of, you're saying, do you want to show us you're superior? You want to rule? You want to show that women don't belong in sports? Some of us who have studied psychology, some of us who have studied physiology, We know how the mental state works.
Yeah.
We have studied psychology. We know how when you don't want people, we make excuses. And then they come up with the man-made research where they say, but the scientific stuff that it don't work. You
So
understand?
the whole hormone suppressing agent and the treatment that you were supposed to go on, and I
Yes.
think you did at some
I
point.
did at some point,
And-
yes.
And it had an adverse effect on you.
It's a crazy hole. It's
Yeah.
like you're digging a hole that you can never fill up. It's like a tunnel with no lights. You understand? I'm asking myself, whoever decided to take the medication, and the worst part, as we speak about this medication, you understand? That's why we wrote this book, so people can have an idea of things that we as women go through in sports. You understand? And the medication, they did not come up with that.
So where did that come from?
It came from us. When we negotiated in 2010, the gynecologist that I was connected with,
Yeah.
Dr. Dreyer, is the one who came up with the solution. They wanted to operate. So they still lying about how safe this thing is. It's not. The very same Dr. Berman, if I inject him there with these injections, Dr. Hirschbeck is their aspect. If I inject them with those, I'm 100% sure they won't even survive a night.
Wow. What are some of the worst things? I know that it almost puts you in a depressive state.
Of course, you're
Hallucinating.
always depressed, hallucinating. You can't sleep, you eat a lot, blood clots, panic attacks. You understand? Those are the things. It leads even into cancer because remember, this medication is not designed for sports.
Yeah.
It's designed for different reasons. You understand? It designs for abnormality. You understand? So, and when they come with this medication to say, but Semenya took the medication, it was my choice. I made a choice. I sacrificed myself, for that. I had courage because I still wanted to win medals. But what pisses them off is that the courage I had, the love I had for myself, and the belief, and then being able to enjoy and overcome that pain. It pains them in their heart to say, this human being became Olympic champion twice, treble world champion. She goes and win 3 Diamond Leagues. She goes and win all major titles under the scrutiny. It pains them. And I know I can see it in their eyes. You understand? And for me, I had to maintain myself to say, you know what? I am Caster Semenya, Gemohad. You understand? I love myself. I appreciate myself. I accept myself. And the best relationship I have with myself brought me into this, brought me today. You understand? And for me, not allowing them to win is their weakness. You understand? That's the definition of their behavior, of where they're coming from, how they treat people, because they always want to see people down. They look people down. You understand? And I look at them. Yeah.
I know this is going to sound silly because,
Yes.
Excuse the pun.
Of course.
They look people down.
Yes.
And that's exactly what they were trying to do with you.
That's
I
what.
go
yes.
I go back to you personally.
Of course.
And this is part of the book. And you'll excuse. There'll be some parts that will be graphic, but you'll be able to read it in the book itself. And you say, I was 18 years old and still what we call innocent. I wasn't going to let these people penetrate me.
Of
They
course.
talk some more amongst themselves, and I could see some thoughts going on in the back. They could work for their
course.
purposes and others didn't. It says, it says here, I lay on the table, legs wide open, watching these crazy discussing how they were going to get inside my body. And you said, and I quote, I am an African. I'm a hunter. I will slaughter you with your own instruments. And you say, I meant it. Come what may, they weren't going to get that part of me.
Of course, you mess with me. Of course, I'm not going to allow an individual, the old man who's about to go for retirement, the old man whose days are numbered, come violate me. to that extent. So people need to understand that things that we go through in sports, you can never imagine. And you as a parent out there listening, allowing your kids to do sports, and then you don't know what they go through. I urge with you and I tell you today to start educating yourself, educating your kids about self-love, educating your kids about knowing their worth, educating your kids about understanding themselves, investing in themselves, because things that are going to go down there are horrific, terrible. That's why people go take their life. That's why we see people going through mental problems.
But where did you get that strength from?
I must be the crazy one.
At the age of 18. I mean, we all saw you on TV and we said, she looks shy, because every time the camera came your way, you kind of like look at the big screen, you look away. So it was a misconception.
Misconception, but with me, it comes with the love that you get from your loved ones.
Yeah.
My parents have prepared me for this moment. They made sure that I get the love, the support. They appreciated me. They accepted me for who I am. And they never judged. They never criticized me. They allowed me the freedom of being me. You understand? And with that transformation coming from my siblings to me, to Violet, to each and every individual I associated myself with in the society, it played a massive role because I gained confidence, courage. I understand my purpose, my worth. I understand the investment. You understand? When I say investment, I talk about self-discovery, self-actualization, understanding myself within. You understand? And knowing that, this love I give to myself, the respect, is the power to conquer. You understand? And with that drove me and was saying stuff that if someone is going to mess with me, I'm going to show them who am I.
Hey, the race to be myself. Don't miss out. Caster Semenya in studio.
It's kickoff time. The Mighty Box take on the world.
He's got one already and he's going to get another.
The Rugby World Cup, all the news, all the views.
Springboks with a penalty advantage.
All the action, right here on Marawa Sports Worldwide.
They have to scramble.
Hashtag MSW with Marawa on 947. Vuma FM, Rise FM, and Sowetan Live.
At Betway, we're getting behind the Springboks to defend their title and make it back-to-back wins in France. Place any outright bet on South Africa to win the cup, and Betway will cover your bet risk-free up to R1,000. You always get way more with Betway.
T's and C's apply. Licensed and regulated by the Western Cape Gambling and Racing Board. No persons under the age of 18 years are permitted to gamble. For gambling counseling, call SARGF on 0800 006 008 or WhatsApp 076 675 0710.
Before you buy a car, be really sure. Before you rate 1 star, be really sure. Before you calling them a cheater and you cry to hello Peter. Before you buy a car, be really sure.
Make sure you get the best deal when buying a car. Go to willy.co.za, SA's most trusted place to sell, trade or buy a car.
Who wants to hear some T's and C's? I don't. But yeah, there are anyway. Pineapple FSP 48650 is underwritten by Old Mutual Insure, a licensed FSP and non-life insurer. T's and C's apply. I mean, really, what a waste of time. Yes, this is another version of the ridiculously short 30-second Pineapple ad. Go to pineapple.co.za for 100% insurance, 0% other stuff. Where once again, thanks to the verbose mandatory T's and C's I just mentioned, we're not going to find out more about...
The Sex Expo is back. 4 fun-filled days of sexy shopping and sizzling entertainment from the 26th to the 29th of October at Gallagher Convention Center. It's classy, fun, and seductive. See Picasso, stage shows, curated galleries, body art, exciting exhibits, interactive workshops, and so much more. Thursday the 26th to Sunday the 29th at Gallagher. Open till late. First 100 ladies get a free gift. Visit thesexexpo.com.
Do you ever wake up in the morning with the intention of being healthy, but then you just don't know where to start? We as Young Living are inviting you to give yourself a chance at full body wellness by joining us at our Good and Well Expos. Here you will find the tips, tools, and all natural products you need to start thriving in life. Doors open from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. on the 21st of October in Cape Town and the 28th of October in Johannesburg. Get your tickets today for only 200 Rand via quicket.co.za. We hope to see you all there.
OK presents the Big Deal Weekend. Save big with blockbuster bargains featuring Stork Country Spread, 40% fat spread, 1 kg tub, just 40 Rand. Coup baked beans and tomato sauce, 410 gram, any two for 25 Rand. And Coca-Cola Original Taste Less Sugar, 1.5 litre, get 3 for 45 Rand. 4 days only, this Thursday to Sunday. Excludes OK Express and OK Urban. Only in OK, owners you can count on.
Marawa Sports Worldwide.
You know what? I have absolutely no respect for Sebastian Coe whatsoever. Him and his IAAF. I find difficulty in saying to somebody who is a human being, she must now be medicated and drugged so that they can meet certain levels.
We don't know if she takes this thing, even if argument take, let's say they don't have immediate side effects. Now, what will be happening to her in 20 years' time, in 30 years' time? There is no scientific research to say this thing won't, in later years, come back to become a problem for her.
And yet other people still hold world records.
And they were never tested.
And it's impossible records from the 1980s.
#NSW.
Evening, Prarob, and evening to the legendary Caster Semenya. Firstly, I'd like to congratulate her for her fighting spirit, for fighting for what's right, and for fighting for her career. She's a true inspiration for the South African woman to say that you have to fight for what you deserve. And I have a question for her. As she was saying that she doesn't care about the IAAF president. So I just want to ask her, did she take any legal battle or maybe sue the IAAF for wasting her time? Because they did waste their time for over 4 years or so. And lastly, I'd like to say welcome back, Prarob. We missed you for the past few days and we're glad that you're back on the air.
Evening, Rob. Tsebo in Fosloras. I think if there's one person who deserves a statue in her neighborhood, at least, or a street named after her in her neighborhood, or Lapekaslag, because I think this lady has enjoyed so much in her career, so that so much probably sometimes she forgot that she's even an athlete. So I think Athletics South Africa needs to push that for Caster Semenya. She's a true legend for me, a true icon. She's been through a lot, Mafetu.
Good evening, Rob, and Caster Semenya. Rob, it's very sad to hear what Caster Semenya had to go through as an athlete just to plead her case and justify her participation in the sport that made her a dominant athlete globally. And for me, Rob, this is not an injustice to her, but it's also an injustice to the country because we no longer have that hopes of getting medal in that category that she normally used to dominate. But my question to Caster, are you venturing into coaching as well? Is it true that you were also helping Glen Rose Kaba, who for me is one of the underrated athletes in the country? Just want to hear your views around that. It's Tabohoya.
Robert and Casper, I greet you still with a good heart. Robert, I want to know, is there a limit for testosterone levels for men? Exactly what she said. Mooi bly.
Thank you so much indeed. Is there a limit? We're going to shoot very quickly now, all just of 10 minutes left of the show. Is there a limit that's been set? I know there's a number. There's some.
No, I don't think there's any limits,
Yeah.
For men. Funny enough.
But for women?
No, I mean, for women, I wouldn't say there is any limit because now when they regulate, when I was in, they said you need to be below 10 or 10 mil or no. Now they say 5. That's suicide.
Wasn't it 2.5
Now they say 5 or 2.5. I don't even follow that because
nanomoles,
it pisses me off because you can't do that to human. You can't do that.
But that's crazy.
No, it's crazy.
And that's per liter of blood.
Of course.
So every time, because okay, let me leave that. Let me go back to let me go back to a couple of the comments that were made. Let me just give you an opportunity to respond to that, because a lot of them were praising, a lot of them were siding with you in terms of the fight that you've had. How do you respond to those voice notes?
I'll start with that other first one when you say the fight. Yes, the fight is still on. But when we talk about the lawsuit, it's something that needs you to take time, to file a case like that. You got to be ready. But I'm sure in the near future, we'll look into it.
Would you want to sue them, though?
Of course. I have to sue them. They wasted my time. I could have been now almost 5 times world champion. I could have been going now for my 4th, Olympic title. You understand? But that I leave it to my, my legal team, because they will have to advise me through it. I can't admit now to say yes, I'm gonna go for lawsuit. I'm being advised by my legal team. So,
but it's your wish, though, because
of course,
the subject matter is you.
Of course, I still have to make the calls. And the Clan Rose, yes, I'm part of the coaching, staff. It's me and Violet who are doing, the job. Yeah, I believe when you say underrated, she still need that respect. She need to be given respect. She's the number 1, 21-kilometer runner. So she deserves, to be celebrated. But we're working on that. We're just going to work more on breaking the time so they can respect her. Because at the end of the day, we don't force people to celebrate us. Sure. We act, One
of the top at Boxer to,
of course,
to be doing it. Hey?
No, she's number 1. Yeah. No doubt about it. But what we're going to do is that we're going to go out there and do the work. That's what we do best. I don't do the talking. I make sure that I work hard on the field and produce results. That's what we're going to keep on doing. Yes.
There was a stage, I think about a year ago, you were clocking something like 130 kilometers per week
of course.
In terms of the road. Right?
Yes.
Is that still the case? I mean, do you still try and keep that consistency?
The consistency that I keep now is for me to be even faster, because I don't focus more on mileage anymore, because I'm being blocked from competing. So what I'm going to do is that I keep the speed. So my athletes that I coach now, they run for their life on the grounds. So that's what I do, because for me to demonstrate, I need to show them it's doable. If I say, for instance, I want 200 times 6 with 26 seconds, I need to be able to do that because I've done that before. Yeah. So to make sure that, look, it makes sense to them. If coach can do it, I can do it. You understand? So I'm keeping that. But in terms of me not competing in South Africa, it's a big disappointment, because I believe the Constitution allows me to compete in the South African soil. My question to ASA now, I'm taking it live, because they've never done anything about it. If they support me, it's fine to say yes, World Athletics, we understand you say you don't want Semenya to compete. Right. But in South Africa, Semenya is going to promote the sports. She's going to go out there, promote the sports, the development. We're still going to allow her to run, let alone Semenya being on your results. We're not going to put her on your results. But for us to promote sports, for us to put her back into competition, I raise this also to the sports and rec. The minister needs to do his job to protect us. It goes to all African leaders. They must stop being cowards. They must fight for their own. Now they go out there to the meetings to support this nonsense, to say, yes, we allow this regulation and medication. What about their own? Why can't you fight for your own? If you say we are a united Africa, what is it that you're doing as leadership? So this goes to those leaders to say, look, wake up, start fighting for what is right, start fighting for your own kids. And for my South African people, I appreciate their support. This goes to SASCOC, ASA, and Sports and Rec. They know themselves as leaders.
So before the show,
yes,
we reached out to ASA.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to ask them exactly that.
Yeah.
Is that why are you not allowed to compete in South Africa?
Yes.
So this was much earlier in the day.
Of course.
Gave an opportunity for them to send a voice note. Here we are, 6 minutes away from the show ending. We have not had a response from them. So I'm just putting that on the record.
Yes, of course. That's why I even raised that, because there's nothing wrong about me speaking my mind. I speak because I know what's right. And as a South African, I know what the Constitution means. You understand? For them as leaders, like I said, the most important thing is to protect us athletes. So anyway, if they don't have an answer, it's fine. I've won my medals. I've done my best for this country. I'm proud. I'm happy. But now I'm venturing into development. I'm venturing into developing athletes. Now is high time for me to go out, explore. You know, it's business, running the club, running the foundation, developing those young athletes to make sure that they don't face what I face. You know, it's all about.
You've also said about your daughters that you hope they don't run. You hope
I hope they don't run.
They play tennis.
I hope
or
they
something.
play tennis. They do swimming. They play golf. They go maybe play football or do something. But when it comes to running, I don't want my kids to suffer. I don't want them to go through what I went through. Because at the end of the day, it will break my heart to see my kids doing the very same thing that I've done, and then they go through the same thing that I went through.
You said you wanted to venture into different things.
Yeah.
This is completely off the mark. But remember again, The Race to Be Myself. The book is out. You can get it. The life and the times and the story of Caster Semenya, who's my guest here tonight. So, completely off. I'm listening to you. The Caster that I would interview back a couple of years ago. The interview is a different content-wise. It's a different mind-wise. It's a different intellectually. It's a different on many different levels. There's also a leadership aspect that I'm picking up from you. Next year, there's elections. There's independents that can go and put their names on the ballot paper.
Now, I'm not interested in that. No. I'm fine. I'm about women empowerment. I'm fine. I'm fine about the youth. I'm fine about spreading the word of the importance of voting.
Yeah.
I'm fine about spreading all those words. But when it comes to elections and all those things, that's not my thing.
What about Minister of Sport?
Maybe one day. Probably yes, because anyway, I have a BTech in sports management.
Nazog.
I have studied sports science, postgrad, diploma in that.
Nazog.
Maybe give me 5 years more.
Yes.
Yeah, maybe.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't know, but maybe.
I see.
They need to convince me to do that.
I'm convincing you right now.
Now, the athletes need to come convince me.
I'm convincing you on their behalf.
Representing them. So.
But I'm convincing you on their behalf.
Yeah, maybe there's a room for that.
There is a room for that.
I love that sound,
Minister of Sports, Arts and Culture, Caster Semenya. How does that sound?
The Honorable Caster Semenya.
Is in the building,
love
ladies
that
and
sound.
But have you met the current Minister of Sport?
Yes, I met him. But now I just want to make, time to visit the offices.
Yeah.
Just to, speak my mind, make them, understand the situations, what we go through. I think it's very important for us to do that, So I'll be doing that.
You're a coach?
I'm a coach, yes.
Football coach?
No. Athletics.
No, I know you're
football,
athletics coach. But
Tobejani said, football will kill you.
A real death.
It will kill you a real death. What's happening to us at the moment,
Kaizer Chiefs.
We'll save it for another day.
What do you think needs to happen? Give advice on something that you're a fan of.
You see, in terms of football, it's very difficult because the minute we start changing coaches left and right, there's no consistency.
Yeah.
If that's the case, we have to lose 20 games to form a solid structure, to form set pieces. Let it be. Because at the end of the day now, there's this coach comes, then it goes. The other coach comes with his own philosophy. So when are we going to get, a
rhythm going?
The rhythm. That's what I'm saying.
Who do you think should coach, Chiefs? Is there somebody you have in mind, a coach that you think could bring the hope and the trophies back to Nigeria?
I think, to be honest, with no disrespect, I think we as Kaizer Chiefs, we need to start buying, players like we used to do before. I normally listen to Junior Kanye, you understand? Sometimes I think he's right when he says Chiefs used to bring the best out of the game where they make sure that they go for the best players. Let's not, go just for any player. Let's just go for our own quality, structure that we used to do before. I think maybe we'll go back to where we were before.
I hold the book up, all the YouTubers you're watching. It is out, hey? All the bookstores. You can catch it. Athlete, icon, activist. And it says, I do not ask for pity. I've never begged. I can't say I've ever felt sorry for myself. What I have searched for since I was a little girl is freedom and belonging. You belong right here.
Yeah,
Caster
man.
Semenya.
I'm free now.
And you're always free on this show.
Thank you
so much, man. Awesome. Good to see you and good luck.
Thanks
with
a
the
lot.
book.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, author.
It's kickoff time. The Mighty Box take on the world.
He's got one already and he's going to get another.
The Rugby World Cup, all the news, all the views.
Springboks with a penalty advantage.
All the action, right here on Marawa Sports Worldwide.
They have to scramble.
Hashtag MSW with Marawa on 947. Vuma FM, Rise FM, and Sowetan Live.